Hello there, troopers, and welcome back to General Kenobi's Bunker. Thank you so much for joining me here on the last episode of Fulcrum Decoded. Yep, you heard that right, guys. All good things must come to an end. And by all good things, I also mean kind of like okay-ish things like this one. Just kidding. But thank you so much for joining me here on this fine Thursday night. We are gonna talk about Ahsoka Episode 8, season finale. So, if you haven't seen it, and it's been a couple of days now, I highly suggest that you go and check it out because I think pretty much by now everybody sort of spoiled it already. So once again, thanks again for coming in. We are gonna basically wrap up. Can you believe that we're gonna wrap up this series of live streams? We've been doing this every week for the past 7 weeks, and basically recounting, and giving our opinion on what Ahsoka, has been doing. But like I said, this is the last one, at least for probably for a good long while. I don't know when, or actually, I don't even know if we're gonna get an Ahsoka season two. I would think so, right? But it has not been confirmed for sure. And so, yeah, I don't know. Again, I think if Disney's smart, they'll definitely keep going with it. But as of right now, at least, it just hasn't been confirmed. So, how is everybody doing on their week? We are coming up here on the weekend. Tomorrow's Friday, guys, which is awesome. So, if you're not having the best of weeks, don't worry. It's almost out. The weekend is almost here. Time to relax. Get some drinks in. Watch some Ahsoka. Maybe go back and rewatch. Maybe a few episodes of Clone Wars. Maybe a few episodes of Rebels to sort of get a little bit more of a taste of what transpired in this last episode, right? But we already got to hear some people in the chat, and I appreciate you. Let me check in here real quick. We got Marta saying hi. Thank you for joining the stream. Luis, same thing, saying hi, General. Hey, Wanda, how are you doing? She's saying hello. Hello there. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you guys. Once again, it's been a couple of days, right? It's been a couple of days since episode 8 of Ahsoka aired, and I thought about it. I thought about, it's like, yeah, maybe we don't need to discuss it. So on Tuesday, I actually did 3 freaking streams, which was a bad idea, to be honest with you, because I was so freaking tired. But we decided to um to do a pre-show, to do a during show, and then do a post show, right? So we did a pre-show, basically saying what we expected from the episode. We did sort of like a watch along episode, which I've never done, and it was kind of I don't know. Maybe I need to refine it a little bit for whatever comes next. But then we did a post show, and the post show was banging because I think a lot of people sort of went off on their own and watched the episode, and then they came back all here into the chat and were basically letting me know what they liked, disliked, their theories, all of that, right? And we had just seen it, so it was fresh in our memories. So I gotta give a special shout out to somebody here in the chat, Dave's Dimension, who's saying standing at attention for the general. I appreciate you, Dave, because you were just about the only one who actually stayed through the whole watch party with me. There were others, that were watching, but you were the about almost the only one that was consistently active, in the chat. So I appreciate you because we were bouncing off ideas of as we were watching the episode in real time. So thank you for that. Nerd affiliated saying General Kenobi, to which I say hello there. Appreciate you coming in, man. Thank you so much. I know that you just wrap up a very cool stream, by the way. Sorry I had to dip like the last part, but I will go back and catch the replay. Awesome that you had a guest. I thought that was very, very cool. I know it's been a little while, so I enjoyed it quite a bit. Dave saying hi to Archer. Archer saying hi to Dave. Awesome, awesome. Archer laughing at me. He does that. It's okay. Um, so yeah, again, we are here to basically wrap up this series that I called the Fulcrum Decoded, where we focused on the episode of Ahsoka that dropped that week, right? So it's been 2 days since episode 8 dropped. I think everybody has had a chance by now to watch it at least a couple times, I would think. Um, and so let's see if I'm hoping that I don't gotta say it that we're gonna talk spoilers, but we're gonna talk spoilers. Okay, so let me see that. I got some notes here from our producer saying, "Type of friends camera, it's focused on the toys and not your face. You don't want to see my face. Come on now, you're here for the toys." Is that any better? Doesn't look like it. Here, let me see if I can do this the manual way. Focus, focus. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. My dad out of focus? Come on. All right. So, we can keep going. So, announcement. There's actually going to be a convention here at San Antonio that I will be attending. So this is going to be Big Texas Comic Con, and we got plenty of guests from this one. So I'm just gonna go run through them. We got David Harbour right there, front and center. We got Frank Grillo, which is pretty cool. Uh, Shamik, we got Carl Weathers, which is awesome. They're doing a like a little bit of a charm reunion, so they're gonna be here. Trish, we got Jackie Earl, who played Rorschach, if you guys remember that, and Freddy Krueger for that matter. Now, this is one that I'm actually pretty excited about. Edward James Olmos. I kind of always wanted to meet him. I have never met him. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited for it. And let me show you what I'm gonna get him to sign or autograph, I should say. And let me know what you think about it. Let's see. Hope sorry about the glare, but check that out. There we go. I am a huge Battlestar Galactica remake fan. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things sci-fi ever. It is one of my most rewatched series, like of anything. I mean, I think even including Star Wars, to be honest. I love that show so much. Um, and I've never really met any of them, which is kind of funky, right? Because that show was on the air what almost 20 years ago, or I guess it was like 20 years ago when it first started. So it's kind of crazy. Again, I don't really know. I guess in my younger years, I wasn't so like how can I say, like, excited, I guess, to meet some of these characters or to meet some of these actors that portray some of my favorite characters, which is totally dumb, by the way, because it was so much cheaper back then and they were more accessible. So I am gonna try to correct that tomorrow. So I already got my photo op with him tomorrow. I'm also gonna get an autograph from him, and yeah, so I'm super excited to meet the admiral. Um, I mean, the dude is a freaking legend, pretty much in acting, first of all. But like I said, to me, he's my captain. He's my admiral. Let me see here. Hey, we got home dude on the stream. What's going on, man? He's saying, "What's up, Mr. Kenobi and breakfast buddy?" I like that. Nerd affiliate said better. Home dude says bunker. Gotcha. Nerd affiliate says you guys get all the conventions, man. I am tired. Okay, I am freaking tired from CadaverCon still. But I got media pass. I was awarded media passes for this one, and I'm like, I cannot miss it. Like I said, just Edward James almost alone makes it worth it for me. Dave saying he's a damn living legend. Yes, he is. And let's be honest, he's not getting any younger. So, I really want to go out and meet him. I think that he's the one that I'm most excited about. Uh, Dave's dimension saying, so say we all. That's awesome. Nerd Feeling says, my fiance loves him from the Mayans. I have not watched the Mayans. So yeah, Nerd Affiliate says so much cheaper. Yeah, dude, I regret it so much. I didn't have a lot of money back then either, but I had enough. I would have I could have done a lot of stuff. But anyway, going down the guest list, we have this chick that likes ketchup quite a bit apparently. We got Brent Spinner, who is one of the androids from Dragon Ball Z. I'm not sure who that is. David, sorry, who is this creepy clown, and I don't like it. Lou Diamond Phillips, we all know for sure. We got one of the ones that I definitely want to meet tomorrow. Emily Swallow, who plays the armorer in Mandalorian. Paula Lozano. We got Elizabeth Berkley, Troy Baker, who's from The Last of Us too. And okay, I'm not gonna name it all, but we do have quite a bit voice actors now. This guy right here, Tate Fletcher, who plays Paz Vizsla, I am super super excited to meet. I was lucky enough to be a part of an interview back in March or April, I forget, of this year, and so I'm really really hoping to get to talk to him, live this time around. Um, I am gonna get his autograph for sure. I don't have it yet. I do have where is it? I do have Emily Swallow's autograph. I got it last year during Celebration Anaheim, and it's on a Black Series special edition figure, and I freaking love that thing. I had it graded, and it came out so so gorgeous. One of my favorite Black Series pieces that I own. Um, but I'm still gonna show up with her, and I'm actually gonna get her to sign another plaque, which I have right here. So this is the one for Emily. Again, sorry about the glare. There we go. So the camera is not doing it too much justice, but yeah. So I'm gonna have that sign from her, and this is the one for Tate right there. There we go. So yeah, but like I said, I'm kind of hoping they'd be willing to talk, even if it's just for a couple minutes or so. So who knows? Maybe I can nab a couple of interviews. That would be so so cool. But like I said, I'm actually just really really excited to meet Edward James. Almost I kind of feel like I'm gonna get, he's gonna be one of the ones that I'm gonna be like starstruck. It doesn't really happen too much for me, but I don't know. I get this feeling that I'm kind of like nervous, about it, which is a little bit funny. But so yeah, lot of guests, there's gonna be a lot of vendors too. I was looking at the floor map, and for Power Rangers, since we've been talking about Power Rangers quite a bit, they got Yanni Young Bosch also. So our friend or brother Daniel from the Legacy of Nerd will be there also. I don't know when. I think he's gonna be there tomorrow too. I'm actually not entirely sure. So yeah, Johnny Young Bosch is gonna be there along with some other people. So we got some comic book creators as well. Very very cool. Like I said, there's some people already canceled, as you can see. But yeah, plenty of guests. There's gonna be plenty of stuff to do. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of cosplay. There's gonna be a lot of panels. There's gonna be a lot of vendors. So tomorrow, my priority is to try and hit up. Well, Edward James almost I already have his photo op bought for, so that's happening. Of course, I want his autograph too, but I really want to try and talk to Emily, who's down here, Emily Swallow, and Tate Fletcher. So if I can do those two tomorrow, or those three, I should say, I should be in really really good shape. I wish I could tell you guys that I'm going. Um, the whole weekend, but I gotta be honest with you, I cannot do two full weekends in a row. I'm old. I have responsibilities apparently, um, and so yeah. CadabraCon was good. It was a good experience for us, for the channel, um, for the group, for the Countdown City Geeks. It was an amazing experience for Daniel from the Legacy of Nerd. Pause while I readjust my chair. I know I need a new chair. I keep saying it, but I still don't have money. So there's that. All right, I'm back. How's that? So yeah, guys, I just want to tell you if you are in San Antonio or close to San Antonio area, come check us out. I'll be walking around. Like I said, I'll be there tomorrow. Big Texas Comic Con. It's a good event. It is. It's big. Like I said, you saw all of the guests. There's gonna be plenty of vendors. There's gonna be plenty of events like cosplay panels. I think even Yanni Young Bosch is has a panel tomorrow, if I remember correctly. Um, but yeah, so let me catch up here with the chat. Nerd Affiliate said Mayans is so good. Might have to check that out. Wanda saying praise. Yep. Nerd Affiliate says I remember paying like 20 for Johnny Lawrence and The Last Dragon. Oof, man, that's awesome. Hey, Chris, what's going on, man? The man collects saying, "What's up, General and Bunker Bunch?" I was just telling these guys that I'm going to be at the Big Texas Comic Con tomorrow here in San Antonio. I got media passes also, so I'm hoping to nab a couple of interviews, and I am hoping to meet the legend, Edward James Olmos. So I haven't met him. You believe that? Nerdafilian says, "Yeah, I'd be starstruck too, legend." Yeah, dude. I don't know why. Like, it's just, I feel it. I feel I'm gonna freeze like in front of him, and I'm just gonna stumble. Jeff from Star Wars Addict 77 saying, "Hello there. Thank you so much for coming into the stream. Appreciate you guys." Nerd Affiliated says, "Your boy Ewan sold out up here at NYCC 225. Bro, that is cheap. Okay, that is cheap. Last year at Star Wars Celebration, he was a cool 300, flat out 300. Okay, both for picture 300 and 300 for his signature. So 225. I'll be honest with you, I would have jumped on that if I was going. Because he also came out here to San Antonio to this show that I just talked about last year. I didn't go because I was like spent from celebration. So Big Texas Comic Con last year brought no, I'm sorry, that wasn't Big Texas. It was Superhero, and they brought Ewan McGregor here to San Antonio right after Celebration too, of course. Right, I could have seen him here, and he was 285. He was 285 here in town. So like I said, man, 225. I'm not saying it's pennies, but it is cheaper. It is definitely cheaper. Yep, for Ewan McGregor, it kind of is, man. Not gonna lie. LeBron Fed saying, "Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late." Nah, no worries, man. We've just been talking about what's coming up this weekend. Again, Big Texas Comic Con. If you are in the San Antonio area, go check it out. I'll be there tomorrow. I might try to stop by on Sunday, but no guarantees. Like I said, it's kind of tough after CadaverCon the whole weekend. I was gone since Friday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, pretty much all day. So I can't do 2 full weekends in a row. I'm old like that. Uh, Jeff saying hit that like button like Kenobi likes sushi. I do like sushi. How'd you know? LeBron saying hi Archer, hi Wanda, hi Addict. I like that. All right, guys. So we can just jump right into it. Our discussion for today is gonna be about Ahsoka, episode 8. Right. Let's wrap up some of our thoughts here. Like I said, it's been a couple of days, so I'm pretty sure everybody saw it. Or let's put it this way: if everybody that wanted to watch it has probably already watched it. Everybody that was keeping up with it has probably already watched it a couple times, right? So I don't think I have to say it, but I'm gonna say it. We're gonna be talking spoilers, okay? Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers for Ahsoka episode 8. So just in case you haven't seen it in the last couple of days, since it's been out, you can always pause the stream here, go check it out, and come back here or in the replay. Remember, you watching in the future, the replay, you are also part of the Bunker Bunch, and I appreciate you. So thank you. Um, okay, so I was waiting for it. Let's see. So LeBron saying Ahsoka was good, but our brother nerd affiliated. Archer saying, "Ah, come on, don't ruin the stream talking about that stuff." I kind of have to. I kind of have to. Like I said, this is still the last, in the series, the Fulcrum Decoded. So let's just wrap it up, right? Okay, Ahsoka, episode 8, season finale. Technically, series finale, right? Because we don't know we're gonna get a second season. I would think so. I would very much think so. So I've been calling it just like a season 1 finale, but not official yet. We don't have a green light on season 2. In case you don't know, there's still a lot of things to be sorted out, not just in terms of the story, the actors, but also, things with the strikes. The writer strike finally finished, but the actors still continues. So that's been kind of pushing out, some of the projects, definitely the ones for Disney. And the thing with Disney is that they stack their deck quite a bit. So if one of those domino pieces falls, they kind of all go along with it. So I'm sure they're sort of scrambling. They're trying to keep whatever semblance of the timeline they have announced. But honestly, if the strike for the actors drags on, I don't see how they can. It was already a very very tight schedule as it was without all of this. So uh, all of that to say that this was technically a series finale, but again, we don't know if we're gonna get a second season, so we'll call it a season finale. All right, a lot of things happen, right? First of all, I I talked about it with Tony from Star Wars City yesterday. We um we had a lot riding on we had a lot definitely riding on the last episode, and I think it was their own fault because I think episode 7, although it was fun, don't get me wrong, they didn't really move the needle in terms of the story. I think that one was I don't want to say wasted, but it was kind of wasted. Okay, it was fun. We saw Ezra back in action. Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabino reunited, but that was kind of it, in terms of the story. Balin and Shin broke up, and again, that was kind of it, for a full episode. For the second to last episode in the season, I would have expected a lot more in terms of the story. But anyway, so I feel that affected a lot of the how can I say it? A lot of the expectations for episode 8. So episode 8 basically kicks off, and Morgan Elsbeth gets a power up. She gets a sword. We've seen that sword before, by the way, the sword of Mother Talzin, back in the Clone Wars show. And she gets, I guess, promoted to full fledged Night Sister, Night Mother. Not sure. She gets the creepy eyes and the tattoos. Um, and so one cool part, now something that I did like, was when Ezra was building his lightsaber. And you know what? I can just show you some of that stuff. I don't know why I'm just talking about it. So yeah, so Ezra, you know what? Let's do this. You can see me, right? You like to see me. I like to see me. So Ezra is basically building a new lightsaber, which to me was a little bit of a how can I say it, like a contradiction from episode 7, because episode 7, if you remember, they're being attacked by the Red Tusken Raiders, and Sabine immediately is like, "Here you go, grab your lightsaber and let's go, uh, let's get to business." And Ezra's like, "Nah, I'm all right. I'm just gonna use the Force." But then cut to one of the first minutes of episode 8, and he's like, "Bro, I gotta build a lightsaber now, like fast. It turns out we're gonna go fight Thrawn. Did you know that?" I'm like, yeah, isn't that like the whole thing?" So, a little bit there. I did like that he grabbed, some parts that were used from uh, or they weren't directly used, but they are spares for Kanan's lightsaber, and it does make sense that Huyang would have something like that. Um, but we get a nice callback. I was hoping to see a live action Kanan Jarrus. That didn't happen, which I'm a little bit surprised about, to be honest with you. But he built a lightsaber that looks very very similar to Kanan's. Let me see if I can get that shot. And you know that Hasbro is like, oh, here we go. We're gonna print money with new lightsabers all around. Did it finish it? Where is it? Right there. Let me see if he shows it. So he shows the hilt, basically the same shape as Kanan Jarrus's. So that's cool. If you remember some of the rules in the old books, it was a tradition that some of the old Jedi masters would actually make their Padawans create a lightsaber that resembled their own. And that was like a tradition, like a symbol of respect, or like a legacy type of thing. By the time of the movies, that wasn't necessarily the norm. Uh, Very few still practiced something like that, but it used to be one of the old Jedi rules. So I thought that was a cool, like, sort of comeback to that. But anyway, like I said, I just bumped a little bit into it because he used to say he didn't need it. Um, so Sabine and Ahsoka sort of make up. She's like, "Hey, I know why you left. You wanted to find him. That's all right." Then some Tie fighters attack. Pretty cool shot. I like Tie fighters a lot, and I gotta say, Tie fighters are looking a lot better in the Disney era than before, at least in the shows. Anyway, so of course, Thrawn is like, "Yeah, of course they're gonna attack us." Also, I gotta say it again. Enoch's voice, I really like it. I don't know what you guys think, but I really like it. Um, and here it is. That's Morgan, who stays behind because even though they shut down their shuttle, they're still heading towards the fortress. So Thrawn is like, I think they're still gonna, get on the ship. So Morgan, stay back and stall them basically, right? That's why we gave you a nice new shiny sword and your new creepy eyes. So do what you gotta do. And she does. Um, but how do you call it? So Sabine, Ezra, and Ahsoka lost their ship, kinda, right? It's not, it wasn't destroyed, but it was disabled. But then they hop on those bat, dog horses things, and those things are fast because they show up to the fortress like right away. The Star Destroyer is shooting at, doesn't hit anything, of course, but it still looks cool. They still make it in, and and for the first time, we kind of see Thrawn like not super happy. So they make it into the fortress. I want to get it his face because yeah. So right there, what's that? I mean, my man Throne has seen a lot of stuff, has done a lot of stuff, has been up against, quite a bit. And I just didn't like that he was bothered by this out of all things. Um Again, I'm probably just being a little bit too picky, but I wasn't happy seeing him, like visibly ticked off. So anyway, bunch of stormtroopers, very cool scene, are fighting our Jedi friends. And by the way, today or was it last night? Sabine is officially listed as a Jedi in the Star Wars database. So there's that. So yeah, stormtroopers or night troopers, sorry, are fighting against people with lightsabers. Obviously, they lose, right? But then it turns out, where are we? Come on, come on. It turns out that now we have zombies. So that's it. Star Wars zombies are a thing officially or again. And I heard a lot of complaint, when the theory was that there were zombies, right? Even before this episode. And I'm sorry, but that's already been used. Like if you are hitting on the zombies, you're kind of late. You're kind of like 6 or 8 years too late. They already did it back in the Clone Wars. The Night Sisters reanimated their own corpses, from other dead Night Sisters to fight the droid army and Grievous, who was attacking Dathomir. Um, and that I'm sorry, but reanimating, dead bodies with magic, I call that zombies. That's just me though. So it's been done before again. So I don't know why some people were kind of surprised. But we pretty much knew it was coming. So yeah, Star Wars has zombies in live action. I will say that those were the first ones. And the only thing about these zombies is that sometimes they seem a little bit better than when they were alive. Like better aim, a little bit better, like strategies. They're still moving, like military wise, but then some of them were just kind of like shambling along. So I don't know what's the criteria, right? Why some of them are like George Romero zombies, and some of them are like Resident Evil 5 zombies, which were not zombies, they were infected. I know, But I'm saying like some of them were fast and some of them were just regular good old zombies. So there's a little bit of that difference. The Halo docks with the Chimera, which we all knew that was going to happen. That's why it's a Halo. And then okay, so this I did bump into. So they escape the zombies. They don't really defeat them, okay, which I kind of liked, but uh, and they come up to the chamber where Morgan Elsbeth is, and so it's the three of them, right? Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra, and Ahsoka's like, "All right, guys, you guys go ahead. I got this." And then, yep, they uh, they leave, and Morgan lets them. I'm like, wasn't the whole point to stall them? Like, why would you let them pass like so easily? So I didn't quite like that. This fight was very good, by the way. The choreography between fighting, Ahsoka and Morgan Elsbeth powered up, very very nice. So Sabine and Ezra come up to what I'm calling now the real dead troopers, right? Because these are dead troopers that are actually dead. You see what I did there? I'm clever like that. Anyway, these are zombie dead troopers, so I just call them real dead troopers. And Thrawn, is basically taken off, and then here we get an actual like zombie face in Star Wars, which is interesting. Again, we've seen it before, but not live action. All right, so that's the new. Uh, if Hasbro was smart, they would have these on pegs this month, October, right? And I pumped them all out. Pump up the dead troopers, the stormtroopers, uh, throw in a zombie Thrawn or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, if they're smart, they would get these figures right like immediately out. Let me catch up here with the chat before I keep going. Do, 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 do. Wanda saying hi to LeBron. LeBron saying hi to Wanda. LeBron saying it made me so happy the droid called uh Kanan. Kanan. Caleb. Yeah, that's his real name, right? His Jedi name. Dave's Dimension saying Ezra trying to be a DA man and say no lightsaber. Trying to impress Sabine. Let's be honest. Yeah, I think so too. Wanda saying LeBron, nothing much, just watching and the stream and watching TV. I appreciate that, Wanda. Thank you. Rolando, our multiversal moderator, coming in. Thank you so much. Wanda saying hi to Rolando. Rolando saying hi to everybody. Appreciate you. And the man collects. Josue, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Saying hello, everyone. Dave's Dimension saying those animals were hella fast. Yep. Yep. Um, yeah, man, they really were. I kind of felt that Thrawn was very confident. They're like, they're never gonna make it. And then literally 2 minutes later, he's like, oh crap. Dave's Dimension saying Thrawn was definitely shook. Yep, yep, yep. Rolando saying hi to Josue. Jose saying hi to Rolando. Dave's Dimension saying Night of the Living back to Meter Troopers. Yes, sir. Uh, Dave's Dimension saying I was hoping and they didn't disappoint. Hoping that there would be zombies. I agree. Collecting with cool. Our brother Brad saying, I'm wondering if Enoch is one that is still alive. I don't know. He did talk, right? So I don't know what the new rules are for these zombies. The Night Sister zombies didn't really talk, but these are night troopers, so maybe. Rolando saying hi to Brett. So anyway, we can fast forward here a little bit. Um, So the point is that Ezra gets onto the Star Destroyer. Sabine stays back to help Ahsoka fight off the Night Troopers. Um, Ahsoka loses one of her lightsabers, by the way, and somebody on the stream was saying, "Oh, that's why Hasbro was only selling one lightsaber for Ahsoka because Morgan destroyed the other one, the short one." And is it here? Yeah, so they're fighting, and then we get this little movement here. So Ahsoka grabs the sword and boom, double slash. So lightsaber and Mother Talzin's blade cut. So yeah, Morgan is supposed to be dead, dead, but now they're zombies, right? So who cares if you're dead? And it's not gonna stop you. It's not gonna stop the Night Mothers from bringing you back apparently and making a cool cameo next season. delicious. So Ezra, like I said, made it up into the ship. The ship takes off, destroys Minas Tirith for no reason because our heroes still jump onto the shuttle and they try to catch up to the Star Destroyer. And this was I did enjoy this exchange because Thrawn calls Ahsoka, over the radio, and she's like, "Hey, so the reason why I beat you is because I knew your master." And he says this line here where he says, "One wonders just how similar you might become." And of course, he's referencing to the fact that Anakin became Darth Vader, right? So he actually did get a little bit under Ahsoka's skin, and which again, it's something that Thrawn would definitely do because he studies his opponents thoroughly. And so he basically tells Ahsoka, that's why I'm winning today. That's why I won today because I could guess your strategies based on the strategies of your master, and I kind of knew what you were gonna do. And then he takes off, right? He just jumps away back to the normal galaxy. And then Sabine and Ahsoka, very calmly, very chill, just decide to move back with the Naughties, our baby turtles. Um, then Shin comes out, and I gotta be honest with you, I kind of forgot about her, um, which is weird. So she shows up. She, oops, she claims the throne of the Red Tusken Raiders, and then we get the most talked about, I think, scene in the episode, maybe in the show, or it's definitely up there. So we get Balin, um, and it's like 10 seconds of Balin. He's got a new cape, by the way, and he's looking very much Game of Thronesy. And if you notice, here first, I want to see if I can catch the actual scene. Anyway, so that giant statue. There we go. Giant statue of the father. Um, so that's the father right there from the Gods of Mortis. That is the son, so Sam Witwer, and that is what remains of the daughter, who now kind of resides inside Ahsoka, right? And we talked about that before. So, very cool scene. And Balin doesn't say anything, and it's still kind of the best scene. But one thing I did not notice upon first viewing was this. Let me see if I can point it out right there, and let me try to zoom in as much as I can. Did you guys catch that little glimmer of light right there? I did not. Not on the first watch, if I'm being honest. Wasn't until the second one. So if you notice, it's like it's the beacon of Gondor being lit, and he's looking at it, and the father is basically pointing in that direction. So somebody pointed out to me that that's actually reminiscing of a Clone Wars scene when they first show up to Mortis. Anakin sees that glow on top of a mountain, very very similar. And when he goes to it and finds out that he meets the father. Basically, he's residing there in the throne. So so is Balin trying to come to become the father figure here. But let's see here in the chat. What do you guys think? Let me come back. Mm-mm-mm. Dave's Dimension saying he might have been dead already. Just saying. Yeah, he might. I mean, that maybe he's like a super zombie type of thing, right? Remains his consciousness. We got a brother Daniel, Legacy of a Nerd. It's like, yo, I'm at work, but stopping by to say hi. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Don't work so hard, man. And I was telling these guys at the beginning of the stream that we are gonna be at Big Texas Comic Con tomorrow, more than likely. So that's gonna be good. Brett saying, "What made the sisters so obedient to Thrawn?" Okay, so I want to talk about this because in uh in the post show on Tuesday, somebody was saying, they definitely got their own motives, and I agree, right? I don't see them becoming so obedient, like you said, just for nothing. Now, Ezra did mention that Thrawn woke them up, right? So What I'm thinking is they struck a bargain, and Tron was like, "Hey, you guys help me out in everything that I ask, right? And I will get you back to Dathomir." And nobody else really has the means to do that, right? To travel from Peridia to Dathomir at this point. So I think the Night Mothers were like, you know what? Okay, we will play along for now until we get back home, and then probably all bets are off. So that's the only thing I can imagine that Thrawn would have over them, like any sort of power over them. And so it's that, right? He's like, hey, I can give you guys a ride back, right? So again, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Rolando saying had a legacy of nerd. Rolando saying Tron woke up the sisters. Exactly. Yes. Ezra mentioned that. Wanda saying hi to Legacy. Dave's Dimension doing the same thing. Dave's Dimension saying Balin definitely gave me vibes of not being Sith or Jedi. Yep. I think Balin is what we used to call a great Jedi, right? One that, is not doesn't really adhere to the Jedi doctrines, but he's not a Sith either, right? He's a Force user trying to know both the light and the dark, and they recognize that that's how you gain the most power and the most understanding. And I know what you're gonna say. Great Jedi technically are not canon anymore, but what I'm saying is, Balin is probably the best example that we got of that concept. Okay, I don't know if they're gonna bring back, the Great Jedi term. Probably not. But that's what I picture now. Balin, basically. Legacy Nerd saying Wanda question mark. Um, Legacy Nerd saying Wanda, Dave, and Rolando. Wanda saying, yeah, Legacy, I'm here first time. Yeah, appreciate you. Um, so Wanda is actually always present in the Legacy of Nerds streams. So I appreciate you, Wanda, for jumping into mine. Thank you. And Legacy Nerd saying, LOL. The original comment sent on accidents. Sure, we'll go for that. So yeah, and Thrawn gets back, and we get a pretty cool shot of Dathomir, which we were just talking about. So the Night Mothers are pretty happy, and we get a shot of the sarcophagus thingies. So, what do you guys think these are now after watching the episode? Do you still think that it's just a bunch of night troopers? Me, I'm kind of leaning more towards night sisters that were or that are still in hibernation, just like the night mothers were, right? So I'm assuming they were all taking a big nap, a few thousand years worth of a nap, and Thrawn woke them up, right? Woke up the top three, and they're like, "Hey, if you get all of our sisters home, we will serve you." Right? That's kind of what I'm picturing happen here. Then we get back to home one with Hera and her lackeys, and single stormtrooper shows up, and uh, Chopper smells that it's Ezra, and we get you know a reunion with the ghost in the background, of course. And then we get Sabine and Ahsoka saying this was good, right? We ended up the exact same way, just reversed, but it's okay, right? Because Ezra got to go back. We are stranded, but that's fine. Um, and so Sabine thinks that she saw something, and then Ahsoka keeps staring, and then we get this last beautiful shot, right? We get Hayden Christensen as Force Ghost, Anakin Skywalker. So I'm thinking this is Anakin. Again, I'm still holding my reservation of whatever that was in the supposed war between worlds. I know. Everybody said that it was, and the creator said it, and blah blah blah. I'm just, I didn't really jive with the look of it. So anyway, that's the last shot, and we basically end up, credits roll. So what what do y'all think? For me, there's definitely stuff that I liked. All right, there's stuff that we saw coming, and there's some other stuff that I'm like, I guess, right? Um, we were for sure not gonna get all of the answers. I'm glad we got sort of, kind of some answers. Fun episode. Again, the action has never been my complaint, or the look of the show. I don't think I've ever really picked on it. Um, the choreographies are great. The lightsaber battles are great. Um, the stormtroopers, or I keep calling the stormtroopers the night troopers, look good. But yeah. So we got some new stuff, some new slash old stuff, really. Again, like kind of like with the zombies, because we have seen it before, not in stormtrooper form, not canon anyway. But yeah, now we got night troopers. So Wanda saying, "You're welcome, thank you." Dave's the message saying, "An army of night sisters will be unstoppable." Dave saying, "It might have been a force echo of Anakin in the world between worlds." Yeah, like I said, I'm not fully convinced that it was Anakin's force ghost per se. Dave saying, "You think we gotta wait till 2025?" Ooh. So I gotta be real honest with you guys. Even as even 2025 sounds kind of like pushing it, like rushed. I mean, like a short timeline, because we got we're supposed to getting a skeleton crew coming up, right? And there's still rumors, rumblings that we might still get it this year. Like Tony mentioned yesterday, it might be like, oh, we're releasing the first episode on December, 30th or 31st or something like that. Just to say that we did actually start it, or we did actually released it in 2023. But more than likely, it's gonna be next year, right? We got Mando season 4 coming up, and I think that one is probably going to be the one with the most connective tissue to this timeline, to the Ahsoka show. Now, what I'm thinking is that if that is pushed, that could well go into the end of 2024 or beginning of 2025. So I think maybe like a December release, like they've done it before for Mando, but it spills into 2025. So for actually Ahsoka season 2, honestly, yeah, 2025 might be the earliest we get something, because remember, they haven't even started filming, right? Nobody has said that the scripts are done or anything like that. I'm sure they're working on it. I'm sure Dave Filoni has good ideas, and he probably already has a few episodes written down for season 2. But they still got to be worked on. They still got to be, casted, film, VFX, all of that stuff. And again, I think he's gonna be focusing on Mando season 4, because Mando needs to pick it up. All right, Mando needs to pick it up on season 4, and so maybe Thrawn might be the way to do it, right? Maybe Thrawn is the spark that's needed in Mando season 4, and it kind of looks like Ahsoka is gonna be dealing with whatever Balin is trying to do, right? So, hey, we got Padawan Chronicles joining the stream. Thank you so much for coming in. She says, 8 wasn't my favorite episode. Can't put my finger on why. I thought it was just all right. Maybe it was a little too predictable, right? So that I was gonna bring that up. So yes, they gave us zombies and stuff like that, but um, we kind of knew it was coming, right? And we kind of knew the team was gonna be separated. I said it just before the episode aired, and I told everybody that or everybody here on the stream, that Thrawn was gonna get back for sure. Him for sure. About anybody else, I wasn't like, too sure about Ezra, Sabine, etc. But Thrawn, I had no doubt that he had to make it back, and he did. So I'm right there with you, Padawan Chronicles. Rolando saying it was all in Ahsoka's mind and not the real war with whom. Again, I I was of that opinion. I even made a video about it. But I was in the minority. That was not an unpopular opinion on my behalf, apparently. Rolando saying, Joey, Millennium Workshop Rex coming into the stream saying, "Good evening, bro. What's going on, brother? We're just wrapping up here. We were talking Ahsoka episode 8. here on our last edition of the Fulcrum Decoded. Like Dave said, maybe until 2025, right? This show might not come back until a couple of years, if I'm still around, hopefully. Rolando saying hi to Millennium Workshop. LeBron saying hi to Legacy. Dave's Dimension saying, you think Mando and meets Ezra courtesy of Carson, and you think Gideon's forces hook up with Thrawn. Rolando saying hi to Padawan Chronicles. So, Dave, this is kind of how I picture it. Um, Thrawn is going to be the immediate threat for the New Republic, right? Now, if you remember at the end of season 3 of Mandalorian, he's kind of working with the New Republic, right? Like you said, courtesy of Carson Tiva. So it makes sense that Mando goes up against Thrawn, right? Now, Thrawn has zombies. Mando has Grogu, but it might not be enough, right? So I think they need some force wielding help. And if it's not going to be Luke, which everything kind of points to them keeping Luke sort of on the bench or sort of on the fringes of all of this, then yeah, it's going to be Ezra, right? Ezra has to talk to Luke at some point, all right? It's just going to be dumb if they don't. Like, I just think that it kind of has to happen. Now, would they actually team up? I don't know, because I think they're trying their best not to use Luke. And they're trying their best not to oversaturate with Jedi, even though there's a bunch of them now. So the way I see it is that Filoni was like, all right, I'm bringing Ezra back, right? But I cannot have Ezra, Ahsoka, Luke, Grogu, and now Sabine being all on at the same time. So I gotta, thin the herd. So what does he do? What does he do? He strands Ahsoka and Sabine in Peridia. Okay. He leaves a Balin and Shin, right? To balance it out, master and apprentice against master and apprentice. That's fine. But like I said, Ezra kind of has to meet Luke, right? Like it does not make sense because Ezra is pretty much a full trained Jedi, you know, not as powerful as Luke, as far as we know, but it's still he's still very knowledgeable, right? He's still pretty much done with his training as far as Kanan was concerned. So maybe Ezra's like, all right, I heard about this big badass Jedi master called Luke, so I'm gonna go check him out. Maybe he can still teach me something. And then he finds out, all right, he's okay, but he's not what I expected. I'm just gonna go do my own thing. Or maybe uh, Ezra's like, you know what? I'm the only one who should train Jason. So I'm gonna take Jason under my wing, and we're just gonna do our own thing over here. And you, Luke, you can do your little academy or whatever you want to do out there. So it's kind of hard, right? It's kind of hard not to use Luke because we know he's almost at his peak power soon, right? In this period of the story. So he's kind of like a nuclear weapon, right? You can't use it daily, but it's there. So and at some point you gotta see it to remember that it's there. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be hard, Dave. I think it's gonna be definitely very hard to sort of try to mesh all of that together. All right. So where were we? Daniel from the Legacy of Nerd saying, "Wait, is this the last Fulcrum Decoded?" Yes, sir. Technically, yes, it is. The Fulcrum Decoded was our live streaming show or series, to go into the Ahsoka episode every week. This is the last episode this week, and again, we don't know when we'll get another one, right? So for now, I think the title Fulcrum Decoded is gonna be shelved unless something comes up, like a behind the scenes or an animated, Ahsoka episode or something like that. Then we might bring it back, but I'm saving it for Ahsoka related content, at least for now. Or if we get an official Rebels season 6, or sorry, season 5, although this was kind of season 5, So if we get a Rebels season 5, then I'll bring it back. Hey, Robert, what's going on, man? Saying, hey there, Bunker Bunch. Sorry, I'm very late. It's been an eventful day. Ooh, I hope everything's all right, brother. Padawan Chronicle saying, I just want to see Jedi Leia. Excuse me. Same here. Um, that was one of my favorite scenes in the Rise of Skywalker when her and Luke were training. I thought that was very very cool. But yeah, so I want to see Jedi Leia as well. That would be very very cool. Robert Gilser saying pound the like button. So yeah, guys, I would appreciate it if before you exit the stream, you hit that like button so you let the mythical YouTube algorithm know that we are actually doing a good job here on our last Fulcrum Decoded. I'm getting a little bit nostalgic. Legacy Nerd saying, are we getting a season premiere of The High Ground then? Yes, so The High Ground will be coming back um, probably next week already, to be honest. We put The High Ground a little bit on hiatus. After episode 52, we just kind of worked out, right? So a year's worth of live streaming in favor of this show, right? The Fulcrum Decoded. But The High Ground's not going anywhere. I think I'll keep that show just about as long as I have the channel, right? Maybe, I can't say forever, forever, but uh, I always want to have a space or a show where I just talk to you guys about Star Wars, right? Not necessarily in a super structured way, just talk about Star Wars toys or Star Wars comic books or Star Wars news or rumors, all of that stuff. So I think I like the high ground because it allows me that flexibility, right? To just talk to you guys about Star Wars, whatever is going on or wherever we hear about. So LeBron saying great idea, Legacy. Rolando saying had a Gilster. So again, guys, thank you so much for joining here. I know that people have been talking about Ahsoka episode 8 a lot, okay, a lot in the past 48 hours. So I appreciate you coming into mine one last time. Again, thank you for joining here, the Fulcrum Decoded. This was a fun show. I had a lot of fun talking Ahsoka with each and every single one of you here every week. So thank you so much for joining me. Um, so what do you say we do this one last time? Uh, let's rate the episode 1 to 10. Simple enough, right? We kind of did it already on Tuesday, but now that you have seen it a couple times, that you maybe more than a couple times, right? Maybe you had a little bit more time to digest it. Maybe a little bit, you noticed a couple of scenes that you hadn't before, like me with that shining, beacon of Gondor. I had not seen it the first time. So, what do you guys think? Scale of 1 to 10. What is your rating for episode 8? I think I've said it before, but I'm around an 8, maybe 8.5. There was some fan service for sure, and I'm not opposed to that. It's fine if it makes sense. Not everything made sense, so don't get me wrong. But it was fun. I applaud Dave Filoni for uh, basically getting people excited about Star Wars again. We all thought that was gonna be Mando season 3. We were a little bit too confused by what was going on. So I don't consider Mando season 3 to be a clear win. I think Ahsoka is, based on everything that I've seen out there, in the overall acceptance of the public and the fans, right? The fans are super hard to please. Me personally, yes, I did like it. I enjoyed it. I never really had that like holy smokes like moment, right? Um, that Clone Wars flashback on episode 5 was very fun, very fun. Visually, I absolutely loved it. They killed it the way they did it. I have no complaints in terms of the sequence, the look, the effects, none of that. I loved it. But again, it's something that we kind of knew was coming, right? We didn't know exactly in what way, shape, or form, but it was almost obvious that it had to happen. So I think Padawan Chronicles touch on it, very very well, saying that maybe it's just that we kind of saw a lot of stuff coming along, um, but people feel very positive about the show because of that. Because they're like, hey, I want this, and I actually got it, right? And when it comes to Star Wars fans, that's that's one of the most important things apparently, uh, pleasing their expectations. So very hard to do. So I commend Dave Filoni for putting out a show that was very widely accepted. Again, I'm not saying it was the best Star Wars show out there, but it did good. It did really good. Again in terms of the acceptance. So we got some scores here. Padawan Chronicle says strong 7. All right, good. LeBron with a 9. Okay, okay. Robert with a 7 as well. Dave with a 9. All right, so we got two sevens and two nines. That's crazy. Oh, nerd affiliating with a hard 6. I got that. Dave saying in Dave we trust. Filoni, not me. I don't know, man. You're pretty trustworthy yourself. So there it is. So what would we call that? I guess it's an average of like a 7.8 around there, 7.7. So very fun show. Visually gorgeous. Again, the I think all of the lightsaber battles were great. It makes me so sad that we're not gonna get Bailing anymore. Not like this, right? Not with Ray, not this iteration of the character. Balin was my favorite character of this show by far. Um, I'm still not, super happy about the whole Sabine being a Jedi. And nothing against the character, is just it doesn't feel like she was set up for that, right? Ever. So, but hey, she's wielding the Force now. She's basically a Jedi, apparently, or so. She's titled as such now. So there's that. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for more Mandalorian Jedi or Jedi Mandalorians, whichever way you want to see it. I would love, for that, but it, I think it could have been, maybe a new character or something like that. Anyway, Sabine does make for a very cool visually character. She's Mandalorian, so she's got the Mandalorian fighting style. Now she's got the lightsaber fighting style. So now she's the last one. She's using the Force. So it makes for very very cool scenes. But again, I'm not entirely sure that it makes too much sense for her to become a Jedi. Anyway, we are past here at the 1 hour mark. Thank you once again, guys. You made this show a success by showing up here every weekend, talking Ahsoka with me, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your time watching. Thank you for your like here on this video. And yeah, the high ground more than likely will return next week on Wednesday, sorry, regular show. I'm working to see if I can have a guest because I want to keep doing that. That's something that I need to kind of get back into the groove of doing things. So yeah, I'm hoping to get a guest lined up for next week. But once again, last time we will be at Big Texas Comic Con tomorrow here in San Antonio. So if you're in town or close by, stop by and yeah, let's have some fun. Okay, so thank you, everybody. Last comments here. Padawan Chronicle saying bye bye. May the force be with you. You as well. Brad saying bye in a cool fashion. Nerdafilian saying great stream. Appreciate you, brother. LeBron saying great stream. Then thank you, thank you. So yeah, guys, thank you. This was super super fun. And tell you what, just go watch Ahsoka one last time. All right, before you start focusing on something else, or before you decide to watch Battlestar Galactica again, which I might after meeting Edward James Holmes. But anyway, guys, thank you so much, and may the force be with you.